You are about to experience a heart attack. Welcome to Crowdfunding Comics' craziest new pitch show. This is Byron O'Neal, media editor for Book Yeti, and we're back for another edition of my rapid-fire crowdfunding comics YouTube show, Heart Attack. Today, my guest is Daniel Kalban, who's promoting his new project, American Dreams, a Jewish historical superhero adventure on Kickstarter. Thanks for joining me today, Daniel.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. To refresh everyone on the format, Daniel gets 5 minutes on the clock to answer a series of questions designed to help highlight his project, American Dreams. You ready?
Ready.
All right, let's get this clock started. All right, what's the elevator pitch for American Dreams?
Okay, it's 1900, New York City. A Jewish immigrant gains superpowers from an ethics experiment gone wrong. Now he has to decide what to do with them. The book contains 5 issues and new material.
Okay. Tell me about the main character, Jake Gold.
Jake Gold is a Jewish immigrant. He works at a sweatshop by day. He is in a gang by night, and one night while he's in a gang fight at Washington Square Park, he gets zapped by a beam of energy from an ethics experiment for the town, giving him amazing superpowers. And after a moment of conflict, there's a great tragedy that happens, and he's called to be a hero as well as working for Harry Houdini in his vaudeville act.
Okay. Yeah, he encounters, a host of different historical figures. You've got Edison, Crowley, Houdini in there. So why are those specifically popping up in the story?
Houdini pops up because he's also the employer of Jake's sister. Crowley's our big bad guy. He shows up in issue 2, and he kind of sets the motion. Edison's there from the beginning along with JP Morgan, because they have a plot to basically find a free energy source because of the future energy crisis that Edison has figured out. And of course, everything seems to combine together in various ways and forms, including we also have Nikola Tesla, Emma Goldman, and Nellie Bly. So, and all of them pop up here and there.
Wow, that's a lot of them.
Alliance or opposition, or just to give a different point of view.
Okay. Why focus on a Jewish American specifically?
Well, I'm Jewish American, first of all, but also because Jewish characters in comics don't really get as much attention. Like, if there's a Jewish character, there's usually something else that they bring to the fore instead. For example, Wiccan is more LGBTQ. Magneto is more of a mutant. The Thing is more, big rock guy. The Jewishness is more of a background thing. It's not so much an important factor. Whereas I'm trying to bring more of the more Jewish culture and maybe a little bit of the religion more to the fore in this case.
Okay. Why'd you pick the 1900s era New York to set it up?
Well, I was influenced by the book Ragtime somewhat, which is set in the New York area around 1906. I based it, earlier to 1900. But also because, most comics, when they said early, if they said in the golden age of comics, where it's like 1930s, 1940s. I said the 1900s because it's such an interesting age, because a lot of the political issues we have today were happening then. So I can do a little bit of a mirror to today through that.
Okay. What were some of your other personal influences on the project? You just mentioned one.
Right. Ragtime was one. Just the idea of just my general background being a Jewish guy from New York.
Sure.
Superman, obviously, because Jake's a Superman archetype. Vaudeville, because I have a ancestor who actually managed vaudeville theaters up and down the Northeast long before I was born, obviously. And just in general, just superhero comics and some really good storytelling.
Okay. Describe the artwork for the book.
The artwork is, I like to say, it's kind of a somewhat grittier, but still very modern. Superhero art by Dodi Eka, with inks by Teddy Andre, colors by Warnesa Hadewa. And it's fantastic. And you guys, it's gotten some really great comments from people saying that the art's gorgeous, especially when the people are brought into the comic, basically from page 1, we have this gorgeous splash page of the Lower East Side.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the artwork. To give people a sense of the book, what would you compare it to? I mean, you've already said Superman archetype there, so.
Superman is definitely one. Newsies, a little bit. There's a little bit of Newsies influence. Ragtime, for those of you who know the book or the musical. Yeah, that's pretty much them at the moment. Those are the big influences.
Okay. Who's going to love the book?
Fans of superheroes, obviously. If you're a fan of history or historical speculative fiction, you're going to like this too, because you're fans of As in Tesla thing, there's a little bit of that too. If you're a fan of H.P. Lovecraft, there's a little bit of that too, so you might want to keep an eye out for that. And if you just like a good old-fashioned superhero tale, you guys are gonna love it.
All right. What was the biggest challenge with the story in writing it?
Finding out who actually was gonna be the biggest of the bad guys, and it was just by a miracle. It's like it has to be Aleister Crowley because he's like the real puppet master, even of his own allies.
Okay. And this is a collected edition. So how many are we collecting?
5 issues, 2 shorts, 1 new prologue.
Boom. All right. Well, we don't got much time to get anything else, but it goes quick, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, all right, Daniel. Well, you just experienced the heart attack there. I hope it wasn't too bad.
I'm good.
Good. Yeah. I hope we've teased enough to entice people to check it out and back American Dreams. As a period piece, it looks like a lot of fun. The artwork really does stand out. It's quite fantastic. So where can people go to back it?
You can back it on Kickstarter. Look at American Dreams Volume 1. I also have the link up in my Twitter at Daniel Kalban in the bio, so you can just quickly go to at Daniel Kalban at Twitter, click the link in the bio. That's the easiest way, because otherwise it's a very long URL.
Okay. Well, Daniel, thanks for joining me today. Really appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. If you like the show, make sure to hit that subscribe button. This is Byron O'Neal on behalf of all of us at Comic Book Yeti. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Comic Book Yeti YouTube channel and this episode of Heart Attack. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.